Jake sat on a park bench, watching runners finish their laps with ease. His worn sneakers rested on the ground, unmoving. He sighed, feeling the weight of frustration. Running had always been his dream, but every attempt left him feeling more defeated. As the group of runners cheered each other on, Jake muttered to himself, "What's the point? I'm not good enough." An older man approached and sat beside him. It was his coach, a mentor who never seemed to lose faith in him. "Jake," he said, "do you know what separates the winners from the rest? It's not talent, it's persistence." Jake looked down, shaking his head. "I always fail. What's the use of trying again?" The coach smiled. "Failure isn't the end. It's just a step. Meet me here tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Let's take it one step at a time." The next morning, Jake showed up groggy but determined. His coach greeted him with a nod and a stopwatch. They began with slow, steady runs. At first, Jake struggled, panting and falling behind. But he kept showing up each day. Rain or shine, Jake pushed himself. He practiced on hills, worked on his breathing, and even fell a few times. Each time he stumbled, his coach was there to pull him up, offering words of encouragement. Slowly but surely, Jake began to see progress. The big day arrived, a local race that Jake had been training for. As the sun rose, the starting line buzzed with energy. Jake felt his nerves rise, but he took a deep breath and stepped up with the others. The whistle blew, and the runners surged forward. Jake found himself at the back, his doubts creeping in. But then, from the sidelines, he heard his coach shout, "You've got this, Jake." With each step, Jake pushed harder. His legs burned, and his lungs screamed, but he kept his eyes on the finish line. Slowly, he began overtaking runners, one by one. The crowd's cheers grew louder as Jake sprinted with everything he had. Finally, he crossed the finish line, breathless but triumphant. The medal around his neck wasn't just a symbol of victory, it was proof of his determination. Later, as the sun set over the track, Jake sat holding his medal, a quiet smile on his face. His coach joined him, patting him on the back. "So," Jake said, looking up at the sky, "what's next?" His coach chuckled. "The next race, of course." Jake stood, his confidence renewed. He wasn't afraid of the journey ahead. Every small step had brought him here, and he was ready to keep moving forward.